Hello and welcome to BricksNShticks. My name is Lachlan and today I'll be reviewing LEGO set 75391, Captain Rex Y-Wing Microfighter. This set was released on January 1st, 2024. It comes with 99 pieces for a substantial 20 Australian dollars. With that also came a lot of controversy, which I'll get more into in just a second. On the front of the box, we're greeted with an image of the set, plus the other regular culprits you see on the front of LEGO Star Wars boxes. On the side of the box, we see the image from the front centered around Rex. And up the top, LEGO crammed as much information as possible, along with this set's 1:1 scaled figure, Captain Rex. The back of the box gives us another look at the set, whilst drawing attention to the one and only play feature, being of course, a stud launcher. Inside the box, you'll find two numbered bags, mine were the new paper ones, the instruction manual, a small bag of helmet accessories, and a small cardboard box containing Rex's pauldron. And when all those are brought together, we get a finished LEGO set. But first, let's start with the infamous Captain Rex minifigure. This version of Captain Rex was first introduced in the 2023 UCS Venator-class Republic attack cruiser, and at the time, fans weren't too happy, since within the instructions it claimed that this version of Rex would be exclusive to that set. And rightfully so, this made quite a lot of fans quite annoyed, since the last time LEGO made a Phase 2 Captain Rex minifigure was all the way back in 2013, and now this new version was locked behind a 1,000 Australian dollar paywall. Though this was quite annoying, most people just accepted it and moved on with their days. That was until this set was released. Rumours of this set had been circulating for a few months, and most people had just assumed that LEGO would release a similar minifigure as the Rex within the Venator, just with a little less detail. But no, this was, and still is, the exact same minifigure from that $1,000 Venator. This really split the LEGO Star Wars community, much more than I would have expected it to, honestly. On one hand, we had those that were really excited to be able to get the arguably best version of Captain Rex for $980 less than they would have had to have paid otherwise. And then on the other hand, we had those that were really annoyed that LEGO said that this minifigure was going to be exclusive, and then re-released it without a single change. And personally, I'm a little in the middle. Yes, it's annoying that LEGO didn't stick to their word, but at the same time, I really wanted this Captain Rex minifigure, but was not prepared to spend $1,000 just to get him, especially with all his flaws. Speaking of, I probably should actually look at the figure. Starting with his helmet, this is decent, at best. LEGO's been a bit thingy when it comes to clone helmets recently, where they just can't seem to get things right. For starters, the visor should go all the way to the pillars on either side of the helmet. They almost reach them, but fall short, resulting in the eye line looking a little squished. Adding on to the visor printing, the blue line at the top really should cover the whole lip there. But I'll give LEGO the benefit of the doubt for this one, as they genuinely might not be able to do such fine printing on surfaces with that significant of an angle. Rex is also missing a few markings on the side of his helmet, but that to me is passable and not that serious of an issue. Unlike the rangefinder, which sticks significantly further out than it should. Apparently LEGO is fixing this issue soon with a new rangefinder piece of which an image has been leaked, but I'm not game to show it, because LEGO has a bit of a history at shutting down accounts that post leaked images. For now though, and for this set without modification, the helmet is so close, yet so far from being what was dreamed of. Under the flawed helmet, we get this fantastic printed headpiece, with the most notable detail being the bandage on Rex's forehead, confirming that this set is indeed based off those final few episodes of the Clone Wars. Now it is quite nice seeing LEGO make a cloth pauldron, even if it's more than double the size that it should be. But, as we've seen, this figure's proportions aren't right in many areas. Another being the ammo pouch located on Rex's torso. If we compare it to the design of Rex from the flashbacks in the Ahsoka show, it's quite accurate. But that isn't where this set takes inspiration from. That would be, as I've said, the last few episodes of the Clone Wars. And when comparing this minifigure to a Phase 2 Captain Rex from the Clone Wars, we can see that the ammo pouch is significantly larger than it should be. Other than that, I find the torso to be really well done, with great printing not only on the front, but on the back too. Both arms also include arm printing, which is really nice to see. As you would expect, after the head and torso would indeed come the legs, which are so close to being perfect. The details printed on are amazing, getting every detail on the knees and even including printing on the feet. My only complaint, which to me isn't that big of a deal, is that the waistcape is printed on rather than fabric. Normally, I wouldn't bring this up, but because LEGO included the fabric pauldron, I feel like they really should have made a fabric waistcape too. Finally, LEGO includes 2 of these pistols, allowing Rex to dual wield like we often see him do in the Clone Wars. The set, though small and proportionally very off, is a pretty good build. Up the front, we see quite a hefty attack setup, with cannons that are there for display purposes, if you can call it that, and stud launchers for play. Surprisingly, these stud launchers, as I've said, also just happen to be the only real play feature on this set. On the top, we see a small windshield made up by these 2 transparent cheese slopes that really wouldn't do much to help since they don't even make it to the bottom of Rex's helmet. Just behind the windshield, we get a small section where Rex can sit, though getting him out of the cockpit can be a little difficult at times since it uses that 4-stud connection method. Here, we also get the only printed element of the build, being this control panel. If we move down the ship the smallest amount, we reach the thrusters. Though the technique to create these is pretty simplistic, I feel like they are one of the best looking parts of the set. They even have a small translucent pink piece at the end of each to give off the effect that the ship is flying. Though the set is only a $20 Microfighter, LEGO still manages to include quite a few really nice angles across the whole build, making this, in my opinion, one of the best Microfighter builds in recent years. And even when looking at the underside of the ship, it looks pretty decent. I would really like to see a full-sized version of this Y-Wing, but I don't think LEGO is planning on making it anytime soon, so I might have to take that project up myself, eventually. If you've seen my review on set 75387, boarding the Tantive V4, or if you have the set for yourself, you will know that that set comes with an exclusive 5s minifigure. Like Rex, he is certainly not the best LEGO could have made, but he's certainly a nice addition to any clone army. And when you pair him up with this Rex, you get a very nice start to a 501st army. Adding on to that, if you have the very overpriced Ahsoka's Jedi Interceptor, you could have a close to very accurate Clone Wars styled 501st team, though that would mean you would need to spend around 190 Australian dollars, which isn't particularly nice. Overall, I do like the set and would very highly recommend picking it up. It's a nice way to get Captain Rex without having to drop hundreds of dollars on either the retired Bark Speeder set or the $1,000 Venator, though I do think that for what you're getting, it is a little overpriced. With that in mind, I would definitely recommend purchasing it elsewhere for cheaper. If you enjoyed this review, please consider giving it a like and subscribing to my channel. I have something really cool coming out for May the 4th that you definitely don't want to miss. Until then, why don't you check out my review of boarding the Tantive V4? I think you'll quite enjoy it. Take care, and talk soon.